All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on, guys? Searcher Moose here, back with another Texas Chainsaw Massacre video, and today is April 10th, and we do have finally we have a new edition of the Muerto Times, guys. I love when they release these Muerto Times for some reason in this game, but we do have the 8th edition that has been released, guys. Of course, we do know with the release of Virginia in the mill map the last couple days, Virginia has been pretty bugged with her skill tree, with her cosmetics not unlocking, of course. Some big issues there going on with Virginia. Of course, we know we have a big patch coming on the 16th, which is just in 6 days. But they also did release some Muerto Times, letting us know of fixes and testing under investigation, needs more info. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the Muerto Times, but we're also going to talk about we're in that 90-day probation period that Matt and Wes were talking about on their Q&A. It is about to come to an end here on April 17th, and there's some content that we should expect before the end of that, too. So we'll talk about that, but first, let's jump into the Muerto Times, see what kind of fixes we're getting. Alright, guys, so this Muerto Times is a little underwhelming in terms of content that's on it, but luckily it's not like a 10-page freaking Bible that they've been releasing with the Muerto Times with like 200 fixes that would take us like an hour-long video to be able to talk about them. But with that aside, so we have fixes and testing on the Muerto Times. This is stuff that usually, whenever they share it on the Muerto Times, fixes and testing is what we're going to see in the next patch. So in my opinion, this is what we're going to see on the 16th with the next patch, and that is family unable to be door stun. So unfortunately, guys, again, as we were talking about before, this is indeed a bug with Leatherface, how he could not be door stunned. If you slammed him with a victim, you would get the notification on your screen that you did in fact slam Leatherface, but it would do nothing to him. He would not fall over or anything like that. Not gonna lie, the family member in me was kind of hoping that this was actually intended and Leatherface could not be door stunned anymore, because it just makes sense. It makes no sense how a little 100-pound Connie can door slam, a 350 whatever pound Leatherface onto his face on the ground, but whatever, that's a different story for a different day. That's how the mechanics of the game are. Leatherface, should be able to be door slammed, so that's going to be fixed. Danny unable to tamper. So this is kind of really going to suck for the family. We're getting some big fixes on the victim side. So Danny's going to be able to tamper. This is great. Glad to hear that. Of course, we know the valve, guys. He could not tamper the valve. He could tamper everything else, just not the valve. But with the mill map, the valve can be a very substantial, part of getting out in that map. And with Danny unable to tamper the valve, it could make that map a lot harder for victims. But now that he's going to be able to tamper, especially if the valve's up in the very top of the mill, this should give victims a way better chance whenever Danny's able to tamper. So that's going to be fixed. Sissy's poison through crawl spaces, wall gaps, and barricades. Another good one. So Sissy could poison across barricades. Crawl spaces and wall gaps, you can forget about it, especially if you weren't angled properly. Big issues with Sissy hitting victims going through them, and I've fell victim to that bug quite a few times, not working with Sissy. So it's good to see she's getting some love. I still think she needs a little more love on top of that, but that's a different story for another day. Glad we're getting the fixes in. Guys, these are fixes and testing. These are what I'm expecting in the next patch. Now, we have under investigation. Tuning Grappler in Fast Hands. I knew it was coming with Fast Hands. Unfortunately, there was enough people crying about Fast Hands, and I'm an avid user of Fast Hands on both Danny and Virginia myself. It can be insanely good, especially if you have Connie and Danny and Virginia all on the same team. Max proficiency, guys. You have, you're getting doors open so fast, flying out them. You basically got 3 Connies on your team, right? So Fast Dance is going to get tuned, which I'm assuming instead of maybe like double the click every time, maybe they'll tune it down to like 50%. So like you'll get like 1.5% progress or 1.5 progress instead of just 1 instead of 2 with Fast Hands. So something like that. They're going to tune it down, though. That's basically at the end of the day. Fast Hands is getting nerfed. Tuning Grappler also. Now, not exactly sure what this means, because I know Grappler is also bugged to where family members will literally just stop and you cannot move when you lose a fight. Like, you literally just stand there and do nothing. for a while. It's some kind of stun issue. I'm hoping they fix that and work out that bug before they actually do grappler, because they're saying tuning grappler, so they might nerf it. But there is the stun issue where the family just literally, after they're done being stunned, they do their little, shoulder shrug thing, and they're pissed off after they're doing all that. Then you just stand there. You literally just stand there and cannot do anything. Which is very, very frustrating, very annoying. Glad they're fixing that. Hope they're fixing that, I should say. Next, guys, we have the Leatherface Rev exploit. So this is essentially just whenever you door slam Leatherface, if you rev your chainsaw while being door slammed, that you hold the rev in, he'll immediately, boom, stand right back up. You can keep going to kind of negate the door slams. It's very easy to do. They're going to be fixing that, which is a good thing. Virginia's boon and bone scraps. So, her boon's under investigation. So I don't know what that means. Are they looking to fix it or, nerf it? Now, there is an issue with her boon, guys, especially if you're running the healing node on her ability tree, the level 3 healing node. You can throw 2 boons down, and it will stack. I'm assuming that's not intended, so maybe that's what they're talking about here. As far as her ability goes, her ability is very powerful, and she can use it a ton throughout the game. As long as you keep grabbing them poison tables, you're good to go. It's annoying, but I think it's a very good perk, and it's a new mechanic to the game, so we'll see. But either way, it's under investigation, so that's, we'll see about that. Now we have needs more info. This is stuff that we'll see down the road, I'm sure. Trap and snare animation issues. Assuming, obviously, with the Hitchhiker and Nancy traps, some animation issues there. Not too sure what they're talking about, but the traps can be a little janky sometimes with victims stepping in them and stuff. So whatever they're improving there, that's a good thing. Also, Grandpa interactions. I'm hoping this means for victim, because sometimes, man, when you go to stab Grandpa, it is like trying to pull teeth just to be able to get perfectly situated to Grandpa to be able to stab him, and then you are in position, you're hitting the stab button, and you just don't do anything. Sometimes I'll go to stab Grandpa, nobody will be there, and I'll be on the side I'm supposed to be stabbing him, hitting the prompt, and my character will not do it, and it will give enough time for the family member to get there, and it'll cause me to get in a fight with them, and shit hits the fan. So, Grandpa interaction, yes, it needs to be more smooth when a victim goes to stab him. Like, you should just be able to just smoothly walk up to Grandpa, step on a specific side of him, and just stab him, with ease. It should not be that difficult. But that is the Muerto Times, guys, in a nutshell, and I'm so glad that was not that long. But we have a few more things to talk about. So we have the fixes in testing, the family unable to be door stunned, Danny's tamper, and Sissy's poison through gaps is more than likely guaranteed coming on the 16th. And then we have the grappler, the fast hands, Leatherface Rev exploit, and Virginia's boons all being looked at. And trap, snare animation issues, and Grandpa interactions are being looked at as well. This is stuff that we know for sure is coming in the game. Alright guys, now next big thing I want to talk about is content within the next 90 days. Of course, we know we had that Q&A with Matt and Wes talking about content that we were going to get within the 90 days that they were starting from that episode. And that 90 days is indeed ending on April 17th, guys. And there's a lot of content we should be getting if we're still getting this content within them 90 days. They have not came out and announced anything regarding that we're not going to be getting the content, but first and foremost, guys, we're supposed to be getting a new family member. Of course, we know that was delayed. It was supposed to be released with Virginia. We did not get that, so we're supposed to be getting the new family member before the 90 days. We're supposed to be getting the museum mode, of course, the exploration mode. We're supposed to be getting that before the 90 days. We're supposed to be getting cosmetics for everybody in the game before the next 90 days. Of course, they're working alongside Art Bully. For that, we're supposed to be getting that, and we're supposed to be getting another execution pack as well. This is stuff that we're supposed to be getting within the 90 days. Now, if you want my honest opinion, guys, I don't think it's going to happen. And as much as I want to say it, I definitely hope I'm wrong on that. Definitely hope I'm wrong and we get a shit ton of content within the next week. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see any of that stuff within the next 7 days. I could be wrong. We shall see. Hopefully we get a surprise. But, it would be nice if they would come out and let us know, like, hey, unfortunately, guys, sorry, you know, things happened, and it's not going to happen within the next 90 days, because they did promise us that. I know they're making the transition from Sumo to Black Tower Studios right now, which is why they're taking so long to fix Virginia. You know, they get a pass on that, that's okay, but at the end of the day, guys, one thing I did not see in these patch notes, they're not patch notes, but the Muerto Times, is anything regarding the queue times. And that is just heartbreaking. Those are the queue times are what's killing the game right now, if we're being completely honest. And as an advocate for this game, and I have been since launch, you know, just passionate, diehard about this game, the queue times are very, very brutal, very difficult. It's very hard for me to even stream Victim anymore when I play this game, because I can't get in a match. I literally cannot get in a match. You know, we sat there for a half hour, an hour, maybe, to maybe play 2 matches, because we're just in the lobby, just chilling, just waiting for people to load in. Then people quit from both sides. Then more people load in. Then they quit. And then there's backfill issues to where the lobby will break, where people can't get in. This is the problem. This is the main problem. I would rather see the queue times be fixed than anything else they could put in this game, anything else they can fix in this game. Fix the queue times. That is #1 priority. That is emergency level stuff. Queue times have to be fixed, or else this game gets worse and worse. By the way, guys, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is 50% off on PlayStation right now as well. if anybody wants to grab it up. That's it though, guys, for the Muerto Times, guys. Of course, the 90 days, we were supposed to be getting content within you know, the next week. We'll see what happens. You know, we'll keep an eye on the socials that they tell us to do all the time. And of course, as we find anything out, we'll be sharing it here on the channel. But let me know you guys' thoughts on the Muerto Times. In my opinion, guys, I'm going to be completely honest, it's a little underwhelming. I expected more, especially for the upcoming patch, but we'll see if they drop us anything. So that's the video, guys. So that's it. My name's Sergeant Moose. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.